everybody. It's Angelique, also known as The Light. Welcome to my channel. When you come in the chat, click like. I'm going to see who's up. It's pretty late. It's like, uh-oh. I didn't know that I was like leaving the chat there for a second. Let me see who comes on. If whoever's up, then we'll get the talking about some of these things. Hey, handsome, rude boy, how are you? Ooh, my back is killing me. I know it's late, but it is Saturday, right? Usually people are getting home now or um home doing nothing, just chilling, just relaxing at the crib. It looks so dark. Hey, Paradigm. Thank you for clicking like on the chat. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Real. Oh, y'all are up. Okay, excuse me. Y'all are up. Can y'all hear me? Because I am talking kind of low. I'm kind of like down a little bit, so I'm talking a little bit low. Hey, DJ. How are you? Oh, thank you. Click like in the chat for me, guys, when you come in. Um, well, first announcements is, well, how y'all doing before I start talking? Y'all doing all right? I hope everybody is doing well. Oh, you just got home from work? Oh, okay. That's what's up. Glad you made it home safely. The other week, someone came in my comments talking about like don't eat and drink on camera. Like, are you like what is wrong with people? People are crazy. Like, you not paying me to talk about I love your videos, but I can't watch you eat on camera. Well, don't watch at all. Like, people are nuts. Like, they my employer. You said, is it cold over here? I live in New York. I live in New York, so yeah, it is cold. It is cold. Definitely. I don't know. Maybe it's like 30 something, 40 degrees outside. Pretty much. Real says, I'm doing good. My energy is all over the place. Yeah. The energy is all over the place. I totally agree. It's like, it's not like you feel like depressed, or you might feel like you have like depression in a sense, but at the same time you feel energetic and grateful. It's like a weird energy. It's very hard to explain. So I get it. I totally get it. I'm there also. But you know me, I always start off with like announcements. I'm doing okay. Like, I'm trying to maintain, still trying to put content out there, but at the same time, just it's like blah, very blah. But I've been feeling like this for a while now, a couple of months. Paradigm says, I'm good. I just feel like my energy doesn't resonate with NYC at all, or something more abroad. Yes, I really hope. Yeah, our energy is just, the frequency is just too low in New York, and you already know what's going on here. So we got to get out of here eventually. I don't know what's going to happen in my life, but I'm letting God know, like, I really, if I could have it my way, 2025 would be my last year in New York, honestly. I need to be somewhere where there's sun, majority of the year, where I'm near water, because this environment is too low vibrational, and it's getting more and more darker and demonic here in New York. Y'all already know they assassinated one of the healthcare dudes. It's just a lot going on here in New York, and I actually was in Manhattan yesterday because I had a job interview yesterday, and then I was like, oh, let me jump on the bus because I wanted to take a ride down like 34th Street, 42nd, all through Midtown, and just look at people. I just wanted to clear my head and people watch. So instead of taking the train, I actually got on the bus. and I'm like passing like the Trump Hotel, Trump Towers, and Central Park and all that. I just took the bus all the way from Midtown all the way to Harlem. And I was just looking, I was just like, wow, just like seeing New York and seeing all the tourists and stuff like that. And I was just like, what the hell are all these people doing here? It was just like thousands and thousands of people in traffic and just walking and stuff. Like New York is still the same. It's just so much energy, you know. But I'm glad I did that. I have a lot of memories seeing different places where like my parents and I would be at when I was a kid. A very nostalgic feeling because you live in New York. A lot of times you just get on the train or get on the bus and you go to your location. That's it. You don't really take a walk in Manhattan. You don't take a walk in the city and kind of like look. So I got the chance to people watch yesterday and it was amazing. I was just like overwhelmed. I was like overstimulated seeing all those people and the lights and this and that and the holiday stuff that was going on. It's just very heavy. Yeah, yeah, they took out the CEO, dude. It's like a movie. Definitely that was a hit. I don't know why they killed him, but they killed him. I mean, I'm not really like shocked. Like that's like it could be a distraction. I really think that the person's dead, but they're pumping this story out to us about the CEO that got murdered, pretty much. It was definitely a hit. You said you love. Oh, I love the Living Single hat. Yeah, yeah, it's my favorite show to this day. Living Single is my favorite show. I love that show. If you've never seen Living Single, guys, look up Living Single. It's a good show. You know, I love living single because I've always admired like people having healthy friendships with men and women, and they showed that. Even though two you know two couples branched off. They were friends, but they end up becoming lovers, and I think that was so realistic. But I always admired friendship, healthy friendship. You know, and I love how the show wasn't like male centered or like female centered, where yeah, they dated, but they also like had a life. Everything wasn't just about men, 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 and women, women, women. Like, it was just like they was still like into their career and into each other, like spending time with each other. And you don't see that a lot. Everyone is just always male centered or woman centered. Everything's about their lovers. They don't really cultivate friendships. So I've always just admired healthy friendships, pretty much. Hey, Leo the Goddess, how you doing? But yeah, anyway, I don't know if any of y'all saw. I posted in the community section. I am collecting donations because I'm trying to get to a funeral next week. I know it's the holidays and I know y'all money is strapped, but whoever, if you have a buddy pass, if you work for an airline and you could get me on a flight next Friday from New York to Dallas, hit me up in my email. My email is neoangie3000 at yahoo.com. Y'all know I've been unemployed since June, so I cannot afford a $600 flight to get to Dallas. My friend's son got murdered um, early in the morning on December 6th. It just literally just happened. And his funeral is next Saturday, the 14th, I believe. Yeah, the 14th. So I need to be in Dallas the day before, pretty much. It's tragic. Her 18-year-old son got killed outside their house. It's terrible. Not gonna go into details, but I'm trying to get to Dallas. So if you can afford it, please donate. I'll put all that information. It's already in my community side, and then I'll put that information in the comment section when I leave the live tonight. Um, or if you're on my TikTok, Metaphysical Goddess number 7, the information is on my TikTok as well. All right. If God wants me to go, I'll make it. If I don't make it, I don't know. I don't know. But it's sad. It's so sad to like, you know, talk to a friend and just hearing them screaming and crying like their baby's gone, like it's sad. You never know who's watching you, and you never know. Like, life is precious. You don't know how long you get, right? So we're in our 20s, our 30s, our 40s, and we're living. We're still here, and this young man is gone at 18 years old. Oh man, thank you so much. Hey, Alicia. Oh, I know this year doesn't even seem real. This year does not even seem real. Like, this is the sixth person I know that passed away this year. Um, Insane. People have been leaving this planet. Some of y'all have also lost relatives. I know Alicia lost a relative. I don't want to put a business out there, but even India, one of my supporters too, lost her brother. It's just a lot. This year is like it feels like a dream. I'm just like, are you kidding me? And like, what do you say? Like, it's very hard. Like, I don't know what to say. I've experienced a lot of death. Y'all know my whole family's dead. My parents died 20 years ago. My aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, they're gone. Right? I have two relatives in New York. My brother, who I don't fuck with, and then my uncle, who was my father's brother, who we live together. That's it. That's it. Um, I have two first cousins from my mom and my dad's side, and one lives in North Carolina. That's the one who stole the inheritance money from me. I don't fuck with her. And then I have another first cousin from my mom's side. She lives in Virginia, and we're not close anymore. We used to be close, but we're not close anymore. So most of my family is either I don't know them or they're dead. Okay. So I've buried a lot of people. I've planned a lot of funerals, but nothing prepares you. Like, what do you say to someone whose child, they didn't like get sick and die, they got murdered? Like, this it's just, I don't even know what to say. I'm like stunned, you know. But just been talking to her and stuff like that. And one thing that I've also noticed is that sometimes I'm noticing also the lack of like sympathy, like when I'm talking to certain people and I'm like, yeah, my friend's son got murdered. I'm not looking for sympathy or empathy because that's not my child. But just the reaction of people is blowing me away. It's kind of like, oh, okay, that's sad. But anyway, let's talk about this. Then I'm just like, wait, what? I just told you my friend's child is gone and you're trying to talk about something else. Like, people are weird. People do not care. They don't care if you're sick. They don't care if someone's dead. They just want access to your energy. Watch out for that. Like, that's a narcissistic trait too. I think that's just so weird. It's just like, how could someone share something so gruesome with you and then you just completely change the topic? You don't even say, oh, I'm sorry for the loss or nothing. Like, watch out for people like that. This is very strange to me, how people can be so selfish and they just want access to your energy. So I noticed that, I experienced in that, and I'm like, that shit is weird. And I'm thinking in my mind, if they were telling me about someone that died, or like you mentioned someone, you'd be like, oh yeah, um, I even like mentioned, like, because this month makes 18 years my mom's been gone, so I get like really depressed in December. Okay, so I mentioned it to a person, and they was just like, they put themselves in it. Like, anyone that's gonna take away from your sorrow, that's a weirdo. Like, watch out for people like that. Like, yes. Hey Ashley, how you doing, love? Oh, yeah, I just had to put that out there. Like, yo, watch out for people like that. Ashley says people are desensitized. I literally avoid those kinds of people. Yeah, it's not, I don't know. I just think that's strange. I just think, like, if you have a friend or a family member and you go to them, or a lover, watch their body language. A lot of people be some covert narcs. They be hiding a lot of these behaviors. I understand that sometimes people don't know what to say, But how can someone tell you someone's sick, someone got murdered, someone died, and you're just like, oh, anyway, how about those Mets? What? Yo, you're a fucking weirdo. Something's wrong with you. But then when it's about them, they talk about their pain. This is a red flag, guys. Please watch out for that. And this, every time I experience death or sickness or something like that, the truth about people come out. So look out for that. Thank you so much, Leo. I'll definitely pass. She does follow me on YouTube, so she might see this video. So I'll definitely pass the love to her. She definitely has family, supporting her and stuff like that. And his classmates came to see her. Yeah, they came to see her last night. So she has a lot of love around her. So I'm glad she's not by herself. But after the funeral, she'll be alone. That's why I kind of want to go there next week. So that way, when all of her, she's originally from Louisiana. So when all her family goes back to Louisiana, you're alone. No one talks about that. After the funeral, that is when it really hits you. Okay. Ooh, I don't even want to cry on this live. That's when it really hits you. People don't understand. People need you after they bury the person they love. Okay? They need you then. They don't just need you for the funeral service and right when it happens. There needs to be like a shift of different people to come in, because when you get back to your house, it's going to be difficult. Like she says that she keeps going into his bedroom. I said, girl, don't go in that bedroom. Close that door, lock it. Don't go in his bedroom. It's too soon. And it's different when you see that person, going to the ground, or you get back home and you realize, oh my God, they're really gone. That's when you need to go check on your people. Don't stop calling your people when, after the funeral's done. Oh, I'm not going to check on them. No, check on them. That's when the person has to now go home, go back to work, and live their life without that loved one. That's it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Alicia says, "Oh my God, those people are having having totally wrong reaction, having a totally wrong reaction. Good and kind people react correctly." Exactly. Yup. Alicia says, "Yes, my sister has been staying with my mom for weeks. The house was so empty after my dad." Yes, I can imagine. I'm so glad that your sister is staying with your mom. People need that. I'm telling you, people need that. I remember when my mom passed, I was alone in the house. Everybody was there during, friends even stayed when my mom was in the hospital and she was still alive. You know what I'm saying? But then after my mom's funeral, after I buried her, I was literally in our apartment by myself, packing up my mother's stuff, giving it away, getting rid of furniture alone. I'm sleeping in the apartment alone. You know, broke up with my man during my mother's. He didn't show to my mom's funeral. It was a lot. So no man, no friends, no family. I was by myself, packing up my apartment to move out, and I had 2 weeks to get out because I was living the security. But yeah, always remember that whenever you have a loved one or friend, coworker, whoever, they lose someone, you need to be checking on them. Stop by their house, give them water, food, cook for them, because people don't sleep, they don't eat. My friend hasn't slept. Her son's been gone, what now, 3 days? She hasn't slept. You become a zombie. And on top of that, my friend just had a baby. She just had a baby at the end of July. So she has a newborn. She has to bury one child and she has to take care of another child. It's devastating. But yeah, keep my friend in prayer. Um just keep her in prayer. I don't want to say her name on live. I don't know how what she feels comfortable with, but just keep in your head like, oh, Angelique's friend, just pray for her, pretty much. Um, but yeah, I don't want to like make this live so sad and stuff like that, but I just really had to tell that story. And yeah, I know a lot of people like don't like when I be asking for money, but look, I'm a person where if it's important, I'm gonna ask for it. That's just me. There's no shame in my game, and I really, really want to go to this funeral, pretty much. Even though it's gonna be a lot. If I go, it's gonna be a lot for me emotionally. Um, but yeah, I would love to go. All right, let's get into what about first. I want to talk about how chosen ones humble people first, or do you want to talk about narcissism first? Oh man. Thank you, Alicia. Oh Lord, let's get this man out of here. He being nasty. Okay. There we go. We gotta get these people are disgusting. I'm so glad I caught that. That was quick. But yeah, let's see. At the same time, if it's meant for me to go, I'm gonna get there. Whenever God wants me to do something, it happens pretty much. But if I don't make it, like say if nobody donated, I want to let you know. I posted this hours ago. Not even one person donated. No one sent me anything. I'm just putting out there. I'm being honest. I didn't get one dime. Nobody sent me anything. Um, if I don't get the $600 to go, um, if somebody does donate to me, then I would just give her the money as a bereavement gift. Pretty much, y'all already know that that's what people do. You're supposed to give people money, and she needs to adjust because she's not going to be able to work probably for a little while because this occurred. I'm not sure if her job is going to pay her or she has some type of grievancy leave. I'm not really sure, but that's what I would do if anybody does send me something and I don't make the goal in order to get the plane ticket. I even have to stay at her house. If I go to Texas, I literally have to stay at her house because I don't have no money for a hotel or anything like that. And she lives pretty far away from the airport, and it's like $70-$80 to get from the airport to her house, right? So that's why I'm asking for this money. This is technically like $1,000 trip, okay? But anyway, let's talk about narcissism because we haven't talked about it in a while, and I'm noticing that people are in a spiritual lock and chain when it comes to narcissism. And y'all already know, a lot of y'all have been following me since back in the day, 2015, where I was doing all my whole channel was about narcissism. And then I switched over to spirituality and chosen one videos because it was time. It was time. But I when I talk to some of you, my supporters or people who book with me, you know, I realize that people keep reliving these memories of what the narcissist did, and that is the whole purpose of a narcissist, right? A lot of people saying that it's just a mental disorder. I look at it more of a spiritual disorder, and I feel as if even when you are apart from the narcissist, whether you divorce them or you move out the house with them or you in no contact with your family, whatever it is, right? They've planted seeds in you that they don't even have to be with you, and they have this spiritual cord to you to where they are controlling you mentally and emotionally. And I don't think people understand. People be like, well, why did they do this or why did they do that? Narcissists are not real. Okay, they're not real, meaning they're not a genuine person. What you're dealing with is somebody who is possessed. So you cannot expect a narcissist to treat you like you and I. So when you are constantly reliving these things that the narcissist did, you have to understand that it was a demonic attack. This wasn't someone who was in their clear mind, their clear heart, their clear spirit, and they did this to you. You're literally being spiritually attacked when you are dealing with a narcissist. This is why when you watch narcissistic videos or you talk to people who have been narcissistically abused, what do you notice? It's almost like, wait a minute, this seems like the same person. How is my husband the same way your husband was, or your dad, or your mom is like exactly the same? Because it's a spirit. This is a spirit that is in different bodies controlling them. Okay, this isn't just a mental illness. This is a spiritual disorder. So you gotta now that you're away from the narcissist, or you figured out somebody's a narcissist, now it's up to you to release. It's up to you to understand, okay, damn, this, I was basically fucking with a demon. All right, I survived this. I have to move on. You can't keep holding on to everything the narcissist said or did. Everything the narcissist says and does is a narcissistic or demonic tactic. Okay. And when you are constantly reliving and replaying these memories of what they said and did to you, they're winning again. So they won through abusing you. And then now that y'all are apart, you keep holding on to that abuse. Right. So this is how I moved on. I had to literally realize it's not giving the narcissist an excuse. It was accepting the truth. Oh shit, I literally was living with a demon. Like when I was living with my grandmother, I lived with her for 8 years before she died, right? And there's so many different things that this woman did to me that I don't even repeat on camera because it's just insane. Some of the things she says. Like, I'll give you an example. One day we were walking down the street. It was summertime, and I don't know, it was just this day I must have looked beautiful or something. And it was like every corner that we were like walking on, walking past, each sidewalk block we're walking by, a man's like, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful today, hey queen, how you doing? You know how New Yorker men talk. And she looks at me and she's just like, I knew it. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And she was just like, you're a prostitute in this area. All those men that are saying hello to you are your clients. And I'm like, wait, what? This lady, like, narcissists are just so fucking crazy, okay? She literally told me there's no way that these men could be complimenting you, right? Because narcissists are jealous. They're jealous. When they get older, they become even worse. So she's old. I don't know. She must have been like in her 70s at this time. She's in her 70s. I'm in my 20s. And, all these men are like, I look nice that day. All these men are complimenting me, young men, old men, Spanish men, black men. She cannot take that, right? Because as a narcissist ages, they know that they change. She's not going to get that same attention that she used to get. That's why narcissists are afraid to age. They hate aging and they hate dying. They have no control over it, right? So she literally, instead of just saying, oh, my granddaughter is beautiful and that's why these men are complimenting her, she literally was like, oh, those are your clients. And that's something I replayed. And for a long time, I used to be like, oh my gosh, like she literally called me a prostitute, where other people have grandmothers who like, oh, you look just like me when you were younger, or you're just so beautiful. You had a mom that complimented your good looks or your beauty, whether you're a man or a woman, whatever. But yeah, no, that was my grandmother. If she ever seen a guy complimenting me, it was because I'm a prostitute. It's just so crazy. Ashley, girl, don't worry about it. It's cool. You always donate to me. I appreciate it. Okay, you gotta go, Thomas. You got to go, okay? People have to understand I'm talking on live. I'm not always gonna be reading the comments, okay? But anyway, so going back to the story about the narcissist basically. So these are just memories that you're replaying over and over, and you have to release these memories. It's not that it didn't happen. It's not that it shouldn't hurt, but you can't keep reliving it, because then you're letting the narcissist win twice. The narcissist abused you, and then on top of that, now they got your mind. Now you're away from them, and now they have this control over you because you keep reliving what they said to you, what they did to you. You have to release it so that way you'll be able to build your confidence up, build your spirit back up, and build healthier relationships. That friendship you had with a narcissist, it wasn't real. That relationship you had with your narcissistic parents, it wasn't real. Not that it didn't happen, but it's not a real relationship because it's not a healthy relationship. It was a victim abuser type relationship. So it's sad to say you can't expect an angel from a demon. And that's what I notice about people. They're like, but why would they do that or say that? They're a demon. You are expecting a demon to treat you well, huh? You got to get it through your head. Like they did what they were supposed to do. Is like a rock waller attacking you. Why did they bite me? Because they are a vicious dog. So why would you expect a narcissist to treat you well or to have said, nice things to you? That was never going to happen, guys. It was never going to happen. You have to accept that you don't have um a normal mother, a normal father, a normal friend, a normal husband or wife, normal children. These individuals aren't normal. They're not. So you can't expect normalcy from the narc. And it's sad because I see people, they live on this hamster wheel over and over, replaying what the narc said and these memories, and you have to release them. You have to, whether you are booking therapists to help you release it or you do it on your own. I didn't go to a professional therapist because I know how to heal on my own. My insurance does cover therapy, but I decided to do the work on my own by doing shadow work, by treating myself differently, putting up boundaries, studying different spirits, studying narcissism. That's how I learned to make myself stronger, by noticing certain tactics, by educating myself. That healed me. Educating myself about mental illnesses, educating myself about narcissism, that actually does heal you. When you know the tactics, you'll be able to see the tactics and you're not going to get played like you did before. You'll be able to use, you can use narcissistic tactics on narcissists. It doesn't make you evil. Using narcissistic tactics on genuine loving people, now that makes you a weirdo. But you can actually there's nothing wrong with actually using narcissistic tactics or giving the narcissist back their own energy. There's nothing wrong with that, because that's the only way you can combat them. They don't understand genuineness. They don't understand love, and they don't understand that language. They can only understand their own language. Okay, you need to give them a narcissistic injury in a tactful way, because some of them are violent. So you got to be very careful who you do this with. But the narcissists feed off of others' energy. They cannot survive without people. So they're winning every time you want to argue with them. They're winning every time you validate what they're saying to you. You're looking like your feelings are hurt. When you are dealing with a narcissist, you have to become an actress. Okay? So that's how I was able to deal with my narcissistic grandmother. I became an actress, because narcissists, they're not normal human beings. They can't really read true emotions. Okay? It's kind of like an alien. An alien probably will not be able to pick up true emotions off of you. So I was able to fake emotions. I would make her think that she hurt my feelings when she really didn't. Okay. So narcissists watch your body language, they watch your facial expressions, but you can fake it. So there was many days where I pretended to be mad or pretended to be sad from what she said, so that way she won't step it up a notch. And it worked. It works. Or when a narcissist says something to you or does something, go, I agree with it. Even if it bothers you, I'll be like, you know what? You're right. What can they do? If you're agreeing with them, they have to find something else now to use against you, right? So, and how they realize what hurts you is by you talking, right? So, another thing is stop talking so much. A lot of you give the narcissist fuel to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Latangela. Alicia says 100. I only got better when I stopped replaying it. Exactly. It was never going to make sense. No, it doesn't. And nothing the narc said or did will ever make sense to you because, your mind is probably more logical or emotional based. Narcissists are not like that. They're on a whole different brain system. Um, their whole life is revolved around hurting people. Okay, so a narc's whole goal in life is to recreate the pain that they experienced when they were a child, because narcissists are raised, they're created. Okay. Battle says hi. I just go ghost. I can't deal with these people. That's what I do. I go ghost. But there's some people who are in situations where they can't ghost because they got to go through a divorce um, process. They're minors. They're teens. If they left the narcissist, they would be homeless. They live with them. So there's some people who can't. Like in my case, I got stuck living with a narcissist because I could not afford the expensive ass rent in New York City, right? So I ended up having to live with a narcissist for a while, and there was times where I would go live with friends for a couple of months, and then the narcissist will say, "Oh, please come back. Can you move back in with me? I'll act right." Like, I listened to this grandmother when no, every time I would move back in, the abuse got worse, and then the last time I did move back in, I think it was like maybe a year or two later she died, so I didn't really have to deal with her anymore. But there's some people who can't just go ghost. you know I don't have any family. I'm not married, so now normally if I meet a narcissist, it's probably a potential friend or a person online, or a guy I might date or something like that. But I don't meet more. I don't not that I don't meet narcissists. Narcissists don't test me like they did before. So you have to understand, narcissists read your body language, but they don't know what's real or not. I've pretended to be sad and mad about something, and the narcissist used it against me because they thought that's what makes me sad or mad. So they don't know what's real or not. They can't feel, like how we can feel vibrations, right? Like, did you know, like, if someone is attracted to you or they have like a crush on you, you literally can make their temperature rise, their body temperature when they're around you. So I remember when there was this guy, he was a medical assistant at one of the doctor's office that I used to go to when my nutritionist, right? So he would come in, he would do the triage for me, and then he would leave, and then my nutritionist would come in. So they always had to like do my blood. He would just have to do my blood pressure, pretty much weigh me. That's it. And we would get to talking, and I realized, I was like, oh, I think this guy might be attracted to me. And one day he just got so quiet. So I'm sitting on that seat, that bed that they put the patients on. So I'm just sitting there, and he's standing behind me at the computer, and he's typing like information in. And the next thing you know, I literally can feel like the heat coming from his body. And I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. And I turned to him. I was like, are you okay? And he was just like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. So your body temperature even changes when you're around somebody who you fear or you are attracted to. Narcs can't really sense these things. And I've tested this out. They really can't. So I remember like being around narcs and being like nervous or scared, but I was pretending with my facial expressions and the things that were coming out of my mouth, and the narc didn't pick up on it. So they're not normal humans. This is why they don't have empathy or sympathy. They lack the normalcy, um the normal, what is it, functions, right? The normal brain functions that we have that, kick in. They don't have it. So you can pretend around narcissists to combat them, if until you're able to get out the environment with them. Now, if you're able to leave the environment with them, why would you keep reliving the same abuse? You got away. Now it's time to do the healing work so that you can move on. Because if not, you'll take that pain and you will use it in other relationships, and it will keep you from other relationships. All right. So the other night I was, talking to one of my supporters, and I was telling them how I used to do this thing where I used to write people's names down, and most of them were narcs. And when I went to Miami, I had wrote these narcissists or people, anyone who hurt me, my, abusers, the person who molested me, people who were trying to sabotage me, whatever, men who play games with me, whoever hurt me, and I kept reliving the memories. I wrote it down on the paper, and I burned it, and I put it in a bottle. And when I got to Miami, I threw it in the water, and I said, I can never think about them. I cannot discuss them. I cannot keep reliving them. There's people that did things to me, and narcissists that did things to me. I've never talked about them on my channel. Y'all know absolutely nothing about them, because I made a commitment to myself to release the shit that they did to me. You can even have like a burn book, where you write letters to them, but you don't write it to them. I mean, you don't send a letter to them, because a lot of times when you confront the narcissist, they're not going to say, you know what, you're right, I did you dirty, I did abuse you. No, they're going to dance around everything, and then now you're going to get mad again, and then your inner child is going to come out, or the abused adult in you is going to come out, and you're going to like admit what you did to me. So why would you even confront the narc? The narc ain't sorry for abusing you. They will do it again. If you give them a chance, they will abuse you again. If you give them a chance, they will say certain things to you again. So why would you confront them? You're not going to get um the reaction you're looking for. You're not going to get the sympathy. You're not going to get the I'm sorry that you're looking from the narc. So no, you're not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible to release, let it go and heal, so you can have healthier friendships, relationships with people who are like yourself. Okay? And a lot of times if you don't do the healing work, you're not going to be on a frequency to be in healthier relationships. You're so used to narcs, you're low vibrational, you're only going to be able to keep attracting narcs. Now, like I said, I don't attract narcs like that. Most narcs watch me from a distance. Okay, so if it's a narc dude, he just watches me. I could be out and about, and I could just see him watching me. That's it. He's not going to approach me asking for my number. He's not going to do none of that. What he's saying to me, he's not going to say. What he's saying to other people or other women, he's not going to say it to me. So I don't meet narcs like that, like I used to. If I do meet them, they don't test me. They too scared. you know, they they watch how you're talking and moving. They're watching your body language. They're watching what you're saying. A lot of them watch my videos, so they like, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna test her. So remember, narcs are always watching what you're saying, your body language, and your reactions. That's how they choose you. That's how they pick you. Okay. And also, sociopaths, psychopaths. There was an interview where they interviewed, I think, a sociopath, and he said that there's like something in the eyes, right? That kindness in your eyes. They're looking for that, and I think I still have a kindness in my eyes too, because sometimes people approach me on the street, and they'll be like, excuse me, miss, can I get some money, or can you do something for me? And then I can change my eyes, and as soon as I look at them, they go, never mind. Never mind. So sometimes you might look like a pushover just by the way you look, but then as soon as you look them dead in the eyes, they know. These particular spirits know even by your eyes. There's a certain kindness and naiveness in your eyes. But when you start to do your healing work, that naiveness disappears. All right. I don't mind people telling me I look mean. I don't walk around New York City smiling. That's why a lot of people smile because they want you to open up so they can know, can I use her? Can I use him? They want to see, oh, open up to me so I can know what I can get over on you. So when I'm walking down the street like this and some dude's like, smile, baby girl, and I'm like, smile for what? That's because they want you to open up to them so that they can see, what can I get from her? You get it? So sometimes you got to keep that resting bitch face until you do your healing. You have to keep up those boundaries. You can't always be friendly every time you're in public or you're in social places. You have to remain stoic sometimes until you are able to have a better discernment on who is who. Okay, until you're able to read the room, you're able to pick out the narcissist in the room or the demon in the room. You need to remain stoic. Oh, what's your name? Is it S? Is it S? What is that? I don't know what that is. Well, the symbol. The narcissist keeps talking is before and after meeting you. I don't know what that means. Um, Battle says, I forgot to say RIP to your friend's son. Thank you so much. Um, Same. I change how I look with my eyes. Homeless don't talk to me anymore. Yeah, you can change it. When I get negative narc energy, I return the energy in kinetics. Okay. They don't respect words, but they respect pain and violence. Yep, that's very, very true. You know, I remember there was this narc dude. He was like, let me tell you something. You can use narcs. You know how like you use like a cat to kind of like get the rats out of a store or a business or even your home, right? Because the cat will grab the rat. You can use a narcissist like that. If you ever want to clear out a family group, you want to clear out a friend group, put a narc in there. I'm telling you, right? So I used to talk to this guy. This is back in like 2018 ish. I was talking to this dude and I realized he was a narcissist. And I've known him like majority of my life because we kind of like grew up in church together. But then we linked up in like 2017, 2018, and he was watching me for a while on social media when he slid in my DM and was like, "Hey girl, let's hang out." And that's how we started talking, right? So the next thing I know, he's exposing everybody. I mean, in my female group, one girl is like trying to, first of all, everyone knew that me and him were seeing each other because he would be at my events at my house. I'm like on social media with him. I'm at his parties. He's at my birthday party. I'm at his birthday party. Like everybody knew me and him was kicking it. His family knew. His family didn't like us together. They was like, "You're way too good for my nephew. You're way too good for my son." No one liked me and him together. They liked me for him, but they didn't like him for me, right? Anyway, so they try to warn me, like, don't fuck with him. Like, he's trash. You're too good for him. But anyway, so me and him is kicking it. We're not sleeping together. I'll put that out there. It was not a sexual relationship between me and this man. We literally would just hang out, spend money, be around each other's friends, and kiss. That was it. I just want to put that out there. So we're kicking it. And the next thing you know, he is like a cat. He is pulling all the rats out in my female group. One girl, I thought was a friend of mine, literally contacted him on social media and was like, "Hey, I have a 3-bedroom apartment. Do you want to move in my apartment?" Huh? Bitch, are you stupid? You really thought you was gonna hit up my boo and ask him to move in with you? Like he was just pulling all these rats out. Another girl, another friend of mine, I had brung her around him. She shows up. I say to her, "Yeah, I'm not going to his party." She ends up going to his party by herself. Why would you go to my boo's party without me? Like it was just, look, he was pulling out all the whores, all the fake friends in my friend group, pretty much. So sometimes you can use narcissists for that. Keep them around as a case study sometimes. And also they can expose people in your family, people in your friend group, pretty much. And I remember in the end, towards the end, he was trying to use all these narc tactics and stuff. It was just like, it was funny, like trying to use other women to make me jealous and stuff like that. And I remember one day he came to my house unexpectedly. Like, oh, I want to spend some time with you. He was not trying to spend no time. He was waiting for his taxes to be done, and the tax guy that was doing his taxes happened to be near my house. So don't make it seem like they trying to spend time with you when they really just using you. I was like, all right, whatever. So he came to my house and we're just chilling and I'm cooking because I was going to have an event that night. So he's trying everything. He's like, oh, look at this girl who slid in my DM. Ain't she pretty? And I was just like, yeah, you should fuck her. You should be with her. And he's like, wait, what? So you got to play the game with these narcs. Oh, they showing you pictures of a man or a woman and they trying to make you jealous. Yeah, go be with them. Being that you talking about them, go be with them. Because they like to triangulate you. They like to try to make you jealous. But when you don't have self-love, when you uh don't have boundaries, when you have low self-esteem, the narc is they're gonna fuck with your head. You're an easy target. This is why people like myself and other healers push for you to love yourself and to pay attention to these tactics, because only an insecure person, sad to say, or a broken person is going to fall for little tricks like that. And I remember telling him, listen, I know who you are. And if you fuck with me, I'll ruin your life. This is a grown ass man in his 40s. I looked him in the face. I said, don't fuck with me. I will destroy your life. I know who you are. I will expose you to everybody. He was like, oh, okay. He never messed with me again. Okay. That grown ass man, I didn't have to threaten him with a knife, with a gun, nothing. I looked him in his face and told him, I know who you are and I will expose you. Don't fuck with me. You better leave me alone. And he did. He left me alone. He did. He left me alone. It's been a couple of years now. When was this? This was 2018. No, 2018. We started kicking it. And then about 2020 is when I cut him off. By 2020, I cut him off. So listen, if he was a warlock, he was weak. I don't think he was a warlock. I think he was just a typical narc. He didn't have no spiritual powers or nothing. He didn't have no spiritual powers or anything like that. I wouldn't call him a warlock. He's just a narc. He's just a narc. That's it. He didn't have no power. I've been with warlocks before that had power. Coming through the radio, coming through the TV, doing remote viewing and all this shit. No, those are real warlocks. This dude was weak. He was a typical textbook narc. Okay. And because he was good looking and had a little money, women would fall for him. So nah. Mm-mm. Yeah, he was whack. he was whack. And he knew I had power because he told me that I would guess certain things, or like I knew information that nobody would know. So he knew I had some type of power. So he was scared of me spiritually. We're gonna talk about that with spiritual jealousy. I think I put that in the title as well. I want to talk about spiritual jealousy and how people fear you when you have spiritual power. Um oh, so I'm gonna call you Symbol because I don't know what your name is. In your earlier comment, I meant that they always take L's. Oh, they always take losses. Okay, yeah, they always take L's before and after meeting you. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Narcissists stay getting played. Okay, narcissists stay getting played. This same guy, I actually did a video about this too. When me and him broke apart, because I had found out 10 years prior to him and I dealing with each other, he had slept with one of my friends, right? And then the girl got jealous because she saw him, spending money on me, taking me out on dates, but he only hit it and quit it with her, right? So I ended the relationship with him, romantic relationship with him, and then I ended the friendship with her because I was like, you being a hater. Like, you being a real hater. You waited 6 months to tell me that you and this dude slept together. Y'all had a one night stand 10 years ago because you see that he's treating me differently than you. He hit it and quit it with you, but he's making it was, this narc was looking like he was taking me seriously. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I cut her ass off, and then him and I ended it with him, but we still stayed friends. And it was easy to stay friends with him because we weren't having sex, pretty much. See, when you don't have sex with people, guys, you can move on. Pretty much. My name is Delight is in the title of my channel. My name is Delight. You can call me Delight. So so excuse me. So going back to the dude or whatever the case is. He went out and got new supply. So he met another woman. This is what they do. They quickly find someone else. Or maybe he was talking to her while me and him was seeing each other. They always got somebody lined up. So he meets this woman, but she has a couple of kids. She just had a newborn with some other man. It wasn't his baby. And then I think she had two other children. So he moves her in his apartment, or they get an apartment together. So now he's got to take care of three kids and he has his own children, right? So I'm just like, huh? And everyone's just like, why would you mess it up with Ange, meaning me? Why would you mess it up with Angelique? She got no kids, no drama, no nothing. And then you meet this random single mom who got a newborn. Like, what are you doing? But this is how the narcissists are. They scramble. They scramble looking for new supply. They cannot be alone, you know? So he moves in with this chick, and then now he's stressed out. So one day, this same narc, it's like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. My phone is ringing. I'm looking like, what the hell he calling me so early in the morning for? I pick up. I'm like, hey, what's up? Good morning. What's up? So I hear him talking. You know how you on the phone with someone, you could hear that they're in their car. I said, you in your car? Why you not in the house? Oh, cause she's in the house. What? So he's sitting out in front of their house that he got with this woman, right? He's sitting outside in a car trying to get me back. Listen, I know things didn't work out, but I'm telling you, we got a connection. I miss you. And I'm just like, I'm cracked. I said, yo, get your ass off this phone. You wanted that woman who got 3 kids. Now you paying all them bills, right? When you could have been with me and did right by me, it would have been easier with me. I got no kids, no drama, my own house, my own job. You didn't want that. You wanted to act like a damn fool. Okay? I said, I'm going to defend this woman. I don't even know her. Get your ass in that house. I'm telling you. So when the narcissists run back to you, is because they could not replace you. They dumb. They take L's all the time. They fuck up all the time. I gotta get out of here. I'll be tripping in these comments. But yeah, so narcissists take L's all the time. Narcissists get fired. Narcissists lose money. Narcissists get played. Narcissists get beat on. Narcissists marry trash ass partners that they have to take care of financially. They marry incompetent people. Remember, I told you they don't know energy. They do not know energy like that. They're reading off body language. Okay. So if a narcissist meets somebody who's pretending to be something that they're not, they're gonna fall for it. And they're vain. Everything's about looks. Everything's about looks and money and being able to use someone. So a narcissist is very easy to play. I've seen narcissists get played all the time. So I don't know what y'all be talking about. Oh, they're living their best life. No, they're not. No, I don't know. Every narcissist I know is miserable. I don't care what kind of career they have, how much money they have, how much family and support they have. Narcissists live in constant misery. You know what I notice about narcissists? Do you ever see a lot of narcissists smiling? I don't. I don't see narcissists smiling like that. They usually have a resting bitch face. They usually look like this. And when they do smile, their smile looks so fake. It doesn't look real. It looks so creepy. When they laugh, it's even creepy. I don't know. Have you noticed that? Like I was raised by a narc, and I could probably count on one hand how many times I saw him like genuinely smiling. Like he was never smiling growing up. People like, oh my God, that's your father. He's so mean. And I used to be like, he's not mean. He was just miserable. I don't see narcissists smiling like that. I don't see them laughing, and their laugh even be it doesn't sound real. Even when they're crying. All right, I hardly ever seen real tears coming out of a narcissist's eyes. They can't. They don't have real emotions, guys. These people are so empty. It's so creepy. They'll be making the crying noises and there be no tears. They mimic people. I remember one time I used to be friends with this narcissistic chick, and we went to church together, and it was like a Pentecostal church. So in Pentecostal church, they be having the drums and the tambourine, and they be doing the Holy Ghost spirit dances and stuff. And they were praying, so I had my eyes closed, and something told me open up your eyes. And when I looked across the room, I was watching this narcissist. She was like looking like this, and she was watching people, and then she pretended that she had the Holy Ghost. I watched this. People had their eyes closed. They weren't watching her. She pretended to have the Holy Ghost. So there was a woman who broke out into the Holy Ghost dance, and she was falling on the floor and everything. And I watched this narcissistic friend look at the lady and then all of a sudden break out and start screaming and crying. She faked the whole thing. And I was like, yo, this bitch is crazy. That's what they do. I've seen narcissists at funerals faking like they're crying. They don't have emotions. I'm telling you, they're sick. So you really think that they were going to treat you right? Yo, Gorgeous said they always have a story to tell too. Yes, they play victim. Simple says my narc gay ex is with a woman and is still on Grinder. Oh God, I'm gonna have to do. I gotta do a video, guys. I know I have a lot of gay supporters. Y'all probably ain't gonna want to watch that video, but I'm gonna have to do a video soon about the DL narc mail. I have to, because I've experienced it. I have to do a DL video very soon. I don't know if I'm going to do it this month or if I'm going to do it in January, but my spirit, I have to talk about it. And I recently went through something with an ex lover, finding out that this person is bisexual or now maybe they're gay. So I have to do a video. I'm not going to expose anybody, but I definitely have to do a video about a lot of narc, a lot of narc gay individuals. A lot of narcissists are gay or bisexual. You have to understand that they see humans as supply. So if a narc has to sleep with a man and he's saying he's straight, he's willing to do that in order to get supply. They don't discriminate. Narcs don't discriminate. And then there are narcs who even enter children. Okay, they want to harm children. They want to take the innocence of a child. Okay, I was molested by my narc stepfather. Okay, so listen, and I heard that he also molested boys when he was growing up. So they're very dangerous. They're very, very dangerous individuals. But I'm definitely going to do a video about the DL narc male or just DL men in general. And I'm going to do a video about DL women because DL women do exist. All right. George says, I feel dead inside after years of dealing with these worthless mother effers. It's sickening and reason I left the church in my teens. I'm reading the Bible and searching for God on my own. That is the best way. So I'm glad you're building your relationship with God on your own. Do that. I myself left religion almost 11, 12 years ago, I believe. I think 2025 will make 12 years. And it's sad that there are so many demons in the church, a lot of narc demons in the church. And you have to leave. Sometimes you have to leave in order to heal. How could you heal in a dirty place like that? And the thing they tell you is because the church is for the sick. I'm sorry, but I don't heal in the hospital. I heal when I get home. You feel me? Well, I remember when I had my surgery, I was like, I'm ready to go. I can't heal in a dirty place like this. You heal when you get home a lot of times. You probably have a better chance of healing when you're home and you're in, healthy air and in a great environment and getting out in the air and getting out into the sun. It's the same way when it comes to healing. But there's a lot of church hurt. There's a lot of demons in the church. And I never understood this. Why are they so obsessed with people outside the church when there's already spiritual warfare in a church that they could be paying attention to? This is just something that's very interesting. But I commend you, George. Keep doing your healing work, reading the scripture, whatever works for you spiritually in order for you to heal. But just know that there are people out there who are genuine. Everyone's not a narc, everyone's not a demon. Um mm, Symbol says, do it. A lot of people at my school and job are experiencing a DL epidemic. Yes, it is bad. It's terrible. And I understand that, what society does to gay individuals, but I am like, for innocent people to get hurt, it's just crazy. It's crazy. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. Um, yeah, there's just no excuse for it of using innocent people and children because you feel like you can't live your truth. And that is like my prayer for anyone that is living that DL life. I hope in 2025 you can go be with a woman, you can go be with a man, even in secrecy, or if you're living in a country where it's not illegal to be gay, like please just live in your truth. But the truth is, a lot of people aren't comfortable. They're not comfortable being that way in this lifetime. They're not comfortable being a man, being attracted to men. So a lot of people hate themselves, and that's why they can't, feel comfortable. If you are in that, that means you're having a spiritual thing going on. Okay, it's not a it's not a situation to where you feel like you were born that way. You feel like maybe something afflicted onto you to become that way. And then that means that you need to go do that spiritual work and figure out, am I really gay because I was born this way? Or am I gay because I was molested? I was hurt. You have to figure out, what is it? All right. Like, when I was a kid, I was molested by women, as well, but I didn't seek relationships with women. I had to do that healing work. Um, and I was confused at one point when I was a teen. I was just like, oh, if I was molested by women, does that make me bisexual? So we all go through things basically. And then I came to realize, no, I've always liked men. Even since I was a little girl, I liked boys, so um we all have to do our healing work. So a lot of people are experiencing this confusion and depression, not because of society a lot of times, but because they have not done their healing work and come to terms with who they truly are. So I wish whoever's battling with that, I hope in 2025 you do your healing work and you can live your truth, whatever that might look like, basically, whatever that might be. And it's true, some people do their healing work and you don't end up with a lover. There are people who decided, you know what, I'm going to be celibate. I'm not going to date because they were harmed, they lived a certain lifestyle, and then now they chose to live a different lifestyle. You know, I've had a couple of female friends who were gay at one point, I guess you could say, due to them being molested, and then now they're married to men and have children. And I'm like, you never slept with women ever again? Nope. You know, but I think it's harder for men. It definitely is harder for men, and that's a whole lot. That's another topic. But yeah, a lot of narcissists are gay guys. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just there's something wrong when they're being abusive, and they're lying and they're scamming and they're hurting people. Basically, you can't tell it's not right to tell someone that you're straight, but then you're really gay or you're bisexual, and you feel like you don't have to tell a person that information. Yes, you do. Their life, their health. You know, imagine you're thinking a person's one way, and next thing you know, your head get knocked off because they're lying and they're out there sleeping with men and women. Huh? What? And you had no idea because their deception, get got you harmed. You know, but that's another topic. I'm gonna do that video. I don't know, either this month or next month. I'm gonna do that video. George says, I hear what you're saying. It's just hard out here in, what is that? Minnesota? What is that? Like 8 out of 10 times, the people here are usually narcs, and it's sad reality most of the time. But thanks for the advice. I'm going to keep reading the Bible for me. Dope. Just stay on your healing journey, pretty much. All right, I've been talking over an hour, guys. Y'all already know the drill. If you love the conversation so far, um, bless me with a financial donation on my Cash App. My Cash App is $ the light 777. My Zelle and PayPal is NEOANGIE 3000 at yahoo.com. Neo Angie 3000 at yahoo.com. All right. Um, if you can't find it, then I will put it in the comment section when I leave the chat. And it's always in my other videos too. Um, how to donate to me and how to book a phone session. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I was just checking. I'm not good with like states, abbreviations, and stuff like that. All right. So you're in Minnesota. I've never been there. All right. All right, let's talk about spiritual jealousy. We talked a lot about narcissism, and I hope people were able to release. Now, now I can look back when it comes to certain narcissistic situations. Sometimes, I'll be like, damn, I should have beat their ass when they did that. I'd be like, I should have beat their ass when they did that. And then there's other times where I I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I let them say that or do that. Sometimes when you're in abusive situations, you have like a delayed reaction. Has anybody ever noticed that you have a delayed reaction? Okay, so no, let me talk about chosen ones real quick before I get into spiritual envy. So with chosen ones, a lot of us are used, and anyone watching this, I'm going to put timestamps because I know that some people just want to watch certain parts of my conversation, right? The discussion. Okay, so chosen ones, I talk about chosen ones here on my channel a lot. And a chosen one pretty much is a person, everyone's not a chosen one, right? So these individuals were specifically picked by God, right, to cause some type of trigger on a planet or to cause change on the planet or a special spiritual mission, or it can also be like you change your bloodline. So let's say like you have a whole bunch of alcoholics or you have a whole bunch of psychopaths in your family, and then you get picked to come on the planet. It's like, okay, it's time to change this in this bloodline. And that's why you are chosen one, because you were the one that was picked to change a different path. So that way your kids or whoever, or it needed to be some type of form of healing or change in your bloodline. or it could be you might be the first scientist to discover something, right? Maybe the cure for something. That is a chosen one. It wasn't a group of people, it was one person. And you see this a lot in movies. They show you exactly how it is in life. Okay, like even in the Matrix, it was one. All right, Neo, one. They show you, even when people are talking about, you know, Jesus' son or Jesus is coming back, it's not Jesus, is not God's kids, right? Jesus' son, God's son, Jesus, right? That's what they say. So it's not a whole bunch of sons coming back. They believe one is coming back. So it shows you it only takes one person. There's power in numbers, but it's one particular person that causes change. Did y'all see that movie? Damn, what's that movie called? Damn, it just came out, and it's about how they were drugging people. It's kind of like about Diddy situation. Damn, what is that movie called? Oh man, and Lenny Kravitz's daughter, she did that movie. But anyway, even in that movie, it showed you they got away with drugging people, they got away with raping people, they got away with killing people. But then there was this one woman, she was able to kill them off and fight them off and kill them off. Okay, so that's where the chosen one thing comes from. It's not saying that we're all Jesuses. That's not what it's saying. It's just letting you know that you're a person that is to cause change. Okay? All right. Even at your jobs. The job system is all this is going on. Like when I had to quit my job in June, they kept telling me I'm influencing other people. Me, one person, I'm influencing a whole staff. They're pulling me in the office, and there's four managers talking down on me. Me, Angelique, I'm causing problems at this company, a company that's been around for years. I'm making changes. That's what a chosen one is. Okay. Yes, blink twice. Thank you. Go watch Blink Twice. It's a little gruesome, but watch it. Okay. Go watch Blink Twice. All right. So it only takes one person to create change. All right. Anyway, so one thing I realize about chosen ones is that we are used to humble people. All right. This is a good thing. No, this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but it can be perceived to us as a negative thing, right? I like it sometimes, and sometimes I don't like it. So there are certain things that chosen ones could be used for, right? So chosen ones are also walking mirrors. So we mirror to people who they are. When people meet us, our energy makes people want to get their shit together. Our energy makes people feel guilty. Our energy I remember there was this lady who came on my TikTok, and I was talking about how sometimes your energy can make people feel guilty, and she was like, "Well, you're making people feel guilty, so it's you, it's not them. They're not actually guilty. It's your energy that's making them feel guilty." And I was just like, "Yeah, this lady's crazy." I don't get around anybody and they can't make me feel guilty. I said, no, you were already feeling guilty. You knew that you already didn't have your shit together. So that's why when you get around people who got their shit together and who are spiritually powerful and who are more grounded than you, that's why you feel guilty. It's your guilt. You brung it to the table. Okay, so just saying somebody makes you feel guilty is actually that person is actually just lifting up whatever is embedded in you. Okay, so if you know that you should be eating well, right? You'll get around this person who eats healthy and you feel triggered. So that's what a lot of chosen ones are used for. We trigger people. And we could be minding our business. We don't even know that we're going to trigger them because there's no way for you to know what somebody is battling with. There's no way for you to know what that person is hiding. I don't know. Like, Yeah, I have some psychic abilities, but I don't know your whole fucking life story. So a lot of times God will use chosen ones to trigger people. That's like your job. You're literally a walking trigger. You're a walking mirror. Sorry, something's in my eye. I don't know what it is. So you're used to humble people. So you're not always on some major mission, but sometimes um a lot of times chosen ones you're just there to humble people. So let's say you okay, so you're going to be used to you get around a racist person, right? Oh my god, I had this interview yesterday. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but I had an interview yesterday and they was racist. I knew they were. And it was crazy cuz I was like I kind of sensed before I got there that they were going to be racist, but whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I got that job and I don't think if they are racist, I don't want to be there. But anyway, so I okay, so if you're chosen one, you would get around racists, and racists they're raised to be that way a lot of times, or it's a spirit that's within their bloodline to why they're racist, or maybe they had a horrible experience of one or two people and now they hate a whole group of people. That happens, right? But most of the time, racism is taught, right? So here you are, you meet a racist person, and say this racist person gets around a chosen one, and now they're choking and they're dying. But you're the only person around them that can save them. You're the only one who knows the Heimlich maneuver, right? Is that how you say it? You're the only one who knows CPR. And they're like, no, 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 I don't want them to touch me because you're whatever race you are, right? And you end up teaching people major lessons. So you end up saving this person life, and now they start thinking, "Oh my goodness, you know, I don't know. This group of people must not really be that bad as I was taught that they were. They saved my life." Right? Exactly, to save or not to save. So that happens a lot of time, right? Or you can be a chosen one and this person is always discriminating against big people. This happens to me all the time. You already know people hate fat people. It is what it is. That's just how certain countries are in the world, right? So there's been times where a girl befriended me because oh she's big, so when I go out with her, I'm gonna get all the attention. So what happens is I would go out because I get attention everywhere I go. When you have a light, you have a bright light, spiritual light, you're gonna get people who talk to you because you literally, as a chosen one, you have spiritual messages for people. You thinking you going out to happy hour, you going to go get something to eat, and God's going, no, you're not really going out. You're not going to that restaurant for that. You're really going to that restaurant because there's somebody there that I need you to talk to them and uplift them. And you thinking you living your life. This happens all the time to me, and it's annoying. Okay, so a lot of times I used to have these fake friends who would befriend me because they felt they looked better than me. But then once they started to hang out with me and we would go out, people literally would be walking up to me like I'm a spiritual celebrity. I'm going to be making shirts and hats. That says that soon, by the way. And they're walking up to me and they're like needing encouragement, or they're complimenting me, or I'm the only one who's getting like free drinks, free food, or a guy is approaching me, or wealthy people are coming up to me like, who are you, like there's something about you. Or so a lot of times you might not be the beauty standard chosen one, or maybe you are the beauty standard, right? But those particular friends and family members, they look down on you. Maybe you make less money than them. Maybe you have a disability, or maybe there's something about you that they think that they have more than you. God will use you to humble these people. Okay. So many times, this chick is she's stomping out the damn restaurant, or she's huffing and puffing and I'm ready to go. Now she's ready to go because she's not getting the attention I'm getting. So a lot of times chosen ones will be used to humble people. You're not all that. You think you're better than people because you might be better looking, or you might be physically fit, or you don't have a disability, or you don't have mental illness, whatever it is. So a lot of time chosen ones are used to humble people. We're just walking life lessons. Okay. Even I remember, I think I told this story before years ago. when my grandmother passed away and I had came into a little bit of money, I always dress like this. Like I'm always casual, I'm not always, I do dress conservative sometime with my wool coat and my hair, my makeup done. But a lot of times I look like this during the week. I'm just a casual girl, right? So I remember one day I couldn't get money out of the ATM, so I had to go into the bank. So I go into the bank and I go up to the counter and I had on like jeans, a coat, sneakers, a hat, like typical like this. And I'm like, "Hi, how you doing? I need to take cash out because my debit card's not working in the ATM. Maybe I have to order another ATM, order another debit card." So he's like, "Okay, no problem." And he's not really being nice to me like that. He's being okay, not being mean, but he's not, being super nice, pretty much. Not giving me the best customer service. He's just, yeah, okay, no problem, no problem. So he starts, he takes my card and he starts looking into my account and looking into the system. And then next thing you know, he just like looks up at me and his eyes just like look. And then he looks over the counter and he's looking at what I have on. He's looking at my bank account. He's looking at how much money I have in my bank account, in my savings account. And then he's looking back at me like, what? That humbled the fuck out of him. Then he realized I have a banker. At the time, I had a banker. He goes, "Oh, Michael Chin is your banker?" And I says, "Yes." And he's just like, "Oh, okay." Now he's sitting up straight and he's typing on me. "Okay, Miss Powell, no problem. I'll order another ATM card for you, another debit card for you, and I'll get the cash out for you. How much cash do you need? Just let me know." Now he's changed. A lot of people are like that. They're full of shit just because they see you in street clothes. I didn't look dirty or anything like that. Just because you're not rocking the Louis, Fendi, Gucci, Prada, oh, they think that you don't have anything. Oh, he got humbled. He learned a major lesson that day, that just because someone doesn't look rich, or someone doesn't look like they're doing well, how dare you judge them based on their clothing? You never know who you're talking to. And he probably was nervous because that banker was also the CEO at that bank. So he's being nasty to me, and I can call up Mr. Chen and say, "Yo, Mr. Chen, so and so was rude to me today." A word? Okay, I got you. So a lot of times, chosen ones, you will be used to humble people. That's what you do. And sometimes you don't even know it. This times it's like, dang, why they ghosted me? Why don't they like me? Why doesn't he not like me? What's going on? And come to find out, just you being yourself triggers them. You living in your truth, you having confidence, you knowing yourself, you not letting people run over on you. That is what is making them be humbled. They came in thinking one way about you and they leave a completely a different person. So anytime you as a chosen one gets sent into a job, you get sent into dating somebody, you meet their family, or you become friends with someone, understand, by the time you leave them, they will be completely different. And this is why a lot of people ghost you. You're going like, dang, what happened? We were hanging out, I was enjoying their company. It's because you ended up humbling them. You're not who they thought you were going to be. A lot of people like to hang out with people who they feel is beneath them. Okay, they love hanging out with people who they feel is beneath them, pretty much. Let me see something. Hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. Okay, but yeah, so I I I like teaching people lessons, but at the same time, it impacts, you meeting people or getting to know them, because you're constantly triggering people as a chosen one. You're not a regular human being. People are very intimidated by you, and they feel some around you. Okay. So let's get into spiritual envy. That plays a huge part. And I'm going to talk about this and then I'm going to get off live. Okay. I'll talk probably maybe for another 30 minutes. All right. So spiritual envy. A lot of people are envious of you as a chosen one or as a high vibrational person because they didn't do the work. And I notice a lot of people come on my video, especially on TikTok, and they're always like, oh, that's the devil, that's witchcraft. So you're going to get a lot of people who will belittle your spiritual gifts, who will belittle your spiritual knowledge, and then they will try to demonize it because they didn't do the work, right? So a lot of people, especially who are in religion, they believe that there's no, which is crazy, especially those who read the Bible. The whole Bible is filled with people who have spiritual gifts and abilities, right? But then when they meet you, okay, they meet myself and meet Angelique, they meet you, and they see like, wait a minute, how are they so tapped in? How do they know this knowledge? How is it that God is talking to them? Because you did the work. When you build a relationship with God, that is when you become spiritually stronger. When you build a relationship with self, that's when you become stronger. These people aren't reading books. These people aren't spending time with God. These people are not spending time in nature. They think all I have to do is get my attendance in church, right? Or mosque or temple or whatever, wherever they um, worship. As long as I get my attendance check that I was in the building, or I gave charity, I gave money or donation or whatever, that's enough. No, it's not. Okay. And a lot of times people don't have spiritual gifts and abilities is because they don't know themselves, right? And in order to know yourself, you have to spend quality time with yourself. Okay. Are y'all still there in the chat? Or y'all just listening to me? Yes, exactly. They like, exactly, gorgeous. They like to appear to be spiritual. They like to appear to be tapped in. Tapped in people, that's why I don't sit online talking about, yeah, I'm so tapped in and I'm so this or I'm so that. I'm a content creator, but at the same time, I don't walk around going, hello, I'm Angelique and I'm so tapped in spiritually. No, I don't need to do that. If anything, I like to hide. I don't really like to talk about spirituality in public places because people can't handle those forms of conversations. When you're talking, they're going to realize, hold on, wait a minute. I don't think like this person. This is how they know that you're tapped in. I don't think like this person. I can't see the things this person sees. I'm not having certain experiences like this person. How are they able to have these type of experiences? I'm not having these experiences. So instead of taking accountability that they have not done their healing work, their shadow work, and they haven't built a relationship with self and God, now they want to demonize you. Now the only way you got those powers is because you doing witchcraft. I don't be doing no witchcraft. If you think I'll be this damn broke if I was doing witchcraft, okay? No. They think they want to demonize your spiritual gifts because they don't understand how is it that this person knows this knowledge. How is this person so tapped in? How is it that God is using them but not using me? God can't use you because you're not open to be used. A lot of times people will run. There's certain things I've seen spiritually very grotesque, seeing like demons or people's face shifting or hearing different voices coming out of people's mouths. I've seen a lot of crazy things in my lifetime, things that you see in freaking movies. You think I wasn't scared? I was scared, but I still remain calm in those situations. Most people would run. Okay, I remember I've seen friends leave me when while spiritual warfare was going on. Shorty ran, left me in a room with the damn demon, or left me on the block with the demon. I gotta go. Ran. How can God use you when you a punk? You a punk. Sorry, I'm spitting. You a fucking punk. How can God use you when you scared? You scared to face demons. You're scared to face spirits unknown to you. How can you be used? So a lot of times people are being used spiritually because they're not scared. They're not suckers. You will run. Another reason why people get spiritually jealous is because they are in their ego. A lot of us aren't living in our ego. We don't feel that we're too good to help somebody who might be mentally ill, homeless, sick. I remember when I was younger, I would go up to like the nursing home, do people hair, and all these different things I would do. Some people is afraid to even be around someone who got AIDS or cancer or who got mental illness. That's the reason why a lot of times they're being used spiritually, because they're not afraid to work with the people. Y'all love Jesus. Jesus worked with the people, was around sick people, prostitutes, murderers, drunks, you name it. So that is why a lot of people become jealous of you, because they can see that you're being used in a way spiritually that they're not, but they blame you for it, and then they try to demonize you. They also become scared of you. Spiritual power is very powerful to have. Okay. They realize you have a way. When you talk, things manifest and things happen. Okay. Golden Star says, yes, I'm going through this right now. Ashley says, I'm here just resting and listening. Girl, you sleeping. You sleeping, listening to me sleep. Well, if y'all fall asleep, just watch the playback, right? So they also get scared of you, because some people never experienced a person like you. They never experienced a being like you. So now they like, nah, there's no way, this is not of God, because they're so in their ego. They feel like if God was going to use anybody, God would use them. If angels were going to use anybody, the angels would use them. Universe would use them. They so in their spiritual or religious ego, they're not understanding they're not usable. They're not usable. You think that God is really going to see somebody who's living in their ego, they're going to start thinking that those are their powers. They're going to start thinking they're God. We all are a form of a God, but they're going to start thinking that they are the creator. All right. When the creator, the universe all works as a spiritual team. It's a team with you, with God, with the angels, with your ancestors, with the universe, nature. It's all a spiritual team. So this is where this spiritual envy comes from, because they really truly think they better than you, and they think that you're not supposed to be experiencing certain things. You're not supposed to be seeing certain things. So this is why I've gotten silent over the years. I don't walk around telling people certain things. And even when I'm, getting to know a friend, I'll ask certain questions. I'll be like, oh, dude, can you see this? I test people. I ask them, can you see that? A lot of times they be like, no, I can't see that. Why? Can you see that? And I'm like, yeah, I can. Sometimes I answer it, or sometimes I'll lie and be like, no, I can't see it, because they're gonna notice the difference in you. They might be magical, but their magic is not the same as yours. This is how people are realizing who is who. This is how they're realizing how powerful you are. And people get scared of that spiritual power, because they've been told by the government, they've been told by movies, Hollywood, TV, their pastor, the people in their church or whoever, that only people who mess with witchcraft, or only people who mess with Satan, okay, they are the devil, are being used like that, are able to see things. You tell them, oh yeah, I know this information about you. Oh, the devil told you. Y'all give the devil so much credit. The devil be sitting there going, I ain't do that. What you talking about? Y'all give the devil so much credit. A lot of times it be God behind it, but you want to demonize it because people don't want to take accountability. I'm letting you know now. If you feel like you're not spiritually tapped in, right? If you feel like you're not spiritually tapped in, I'm letting you know a lot of times trauma will cloud your thoughts. It will cloud your thoughts, it will cloud your memories, it clouds up your chakras, it clogs up your abilities, your spiritual gifts, or your need to understand. So some of us, like I've always had gifts since I was a kid, but of course because I've done my healing work, it has gotten stronger as I've gotten older, or I don't want to say older, but as I gotten wiser and took accountability that damn, I didn't do this abuse to myself. I didn't cause myself this type of trauma. And there was some trauma that I did cause towards myself of dealing with certain friends or certain men that I dated or whatever the case is that I had no business dealing with. I caused trauma to myself, and this blocks. Trauma will block your spiritual gifts, guys. Trauma will block you from receiving spiritual downloads. That's the reason why spiritualists be like, heal, 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 heal. But no, people don't want to do the healing work because healing is hard work. Let me give you an example of it. Okay. So when I was heavier, right? Or you don't even have to be overweight. You can even just have a horrible diet. So when I was heavier, when I was 300 and something pounds, um, my skin was really bad. I would have more breakouts. I would get this thing called KP. I would have lots of eczema. Like right now, I did not eat well this year, so now I'm starting to break out again. On my face, I got an eczema patch actually right over here. Anytime I'm not eating clean, meaning drinking more water, eating vegetables, eating fruits, and not eating meat, right? Because I actually just recently changed my diet. I'm not eating red meat. I'm not eating turkey, chicken anymore because I'm noticing my skin is getting fucked up. Also, I remember like my neck was darker when I was heavier, or like I had like a dark patch here. And you see that a lot. They say like it's insulin resistant causes these things, right? So that's how the spiritual body is too. So say if you had a traumatic, so basically whatever you're intaking internally will show up on your skin, will show up on your body, right? In your hair. You might have dry hair, you might get, pimples, acne, you might have dark spots on your body, all these things. You might even have funky underarms or be funky down there. Whatever's internal will show out external. That is how the spiritual body is too. Okay. So if you had a horrible childhood, or you were in narcissistic relationships, or you just had horrible relationships, or even you're mistreating yourself, it's going to come out in your spiritual body. All of that trauma that you keep building up or allowing to build up, and you're not doing your healing work, you're not doing your shadow work, you're not going to a therapist, you're not booking life coaching sessions, you're not doing your reading, your researching, you're not releasing. What do you think is going to happen to you spiritually? You start to break down. Your spiritual body starts to break down. And it shows that in your work, it shows in how you can be creative. It shows that you have a lack of life, the lack of ability to want to live. It'll show in your romantic relationships. It'll show in your friendships. It'll show in every aspect of your life until you do the healing work. Then, on top of that, you can't hear God talking because you're so clogged up with anger, with envy, with insecurity, all of that. Why would God want to work with you? How could you help people when you haven't even processed, or you haven't even managed to help yourself? How you going to be out there helping people? No, 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 no. You got to do the healing work first. All right. So this is why also people are having these weird experiences now that we've having a lot of spiritual shifts. The planet is different. We're in a new world, guys. Y'all already know. After 2020, the whole world completely changed. The universe changed. It's completely different now. So this is the reason why people are becoming depressed and detached, because they didn't do the work. Your physical body and your spiritual body can't handle this new world. All right. Some of us, we have ascension symptoms. We're adjusting to the new world or what's going on spiritually, because you know it's a spiritual war. All right. You can see it in politics, you see it in the movies, they're dropping hints. It's a spiritual war, right? It's a battle between, I believe, AI and the real. There's a battle between, you know, the different galactic, uh, worlds and things like that. There's a battle in government. There's a battle between, you know, the democracy and the republic. Like you just saw, what is it, Japan or China? They got martial law going on. Like, pay attention to what's going on, right? The world is a reflection of what's going on. What? Spiritually, it happens in the spirit realm first, right? I know I just went off on a tangent, but I'm trying to break this down to you. So it's not just the world, there's a world within you. So that's the reason why you're not receiving downloads, spiritual downloads. That's the reason why you feel completely lost. That is the reason why you don't feel used by God, or you don't feel tapped in, because you're clogged up spiritually. And until you do the work, if you can go to the gym, you should be able to do your healing work. If you can eat well, you should be able to go, do your healing work. If you out there sexing this person and that person, you should make time to do your healing work. If you got time to read every book or look at everything on television or on the internet, you spending hours and hours on scrolling down TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you have to make time to do your healing work. The healing unlocks your gifts. The healing unlocks your superpowers. I'm telling you, okay? Even though I was born with certain gifts where I didn't have to do healing work, I still have certain gifts that I had since I was a child. As I started to heal, those gifts became stronger. Like, even right now, I know too much. So my dreams are insane, insane. So I'm getting a lot of messages through my dreams, which I believe the dream world is you in the spirit realm. So it's showing you your spiritual body. So whatever's going on in your dreams is actually what's going on in your spiritual world. Okay. So you'll receive messages by visions, dreams, you'll just have spiritual downloads. You'll just know things that you never had to study for. In order to have that, you have to do your spiritual work, and you have to build a relationship with self. When you build a relationship with yourself, you're not going to second guess when you get certain spiritual downloads. So whenever I learn some information, or I hear something, or God is telling me to go over here or do this next, or don't do this, I don't have to second guess it. I don't go, I don't know if I should do that, because I know myself. I know that the last time that I listened to my intuition, it worked out well. So when you don't have a relationship with self, you're fucked. When you don't have a relationship with God, you're messed up. You're not going to be able to tap in spiritually. Gorgeous says, God's grace be showing up and showing out for me. Amen. I love to hear it. And that's why people become jealous of you, because you did the work. That's like me going up to somebody and going up to somebody in the gym going, how dare you have abs? And they in the gym every day working on their abs. That's exactly what people are doing to spiritual people, or people who are tapped in. They're literally coming up to me telling me, you didn't work for that. God is not using you because you work for it. It's because you a devil. You a witch. You be doing witchcraft. What? You're tripping. That doesn't even make any sense. And yes, there are some people who are spiritually powerful, who do use entities or Satanism or whatever. But that's not everybody. There are people out there who really did do the work. We did do the work. Okay? Who the hell's on my phone? Oh, that's just the that's the phone letting me know. Oh, 32 people in here, 32 likes. Okay. But yeah, what is that? 64? 64. 6 plus 4. Uh-huh. Oh, I wonder what that is. I like to break down numerologically. Numerologically? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I like to break down numbers to see what number I get. Why would I get that number? I got one. The one, chosen one. When I broke down all those numbers, I got the number one. That's funny. 32 is your favorite number? Oh, shoot. But 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 energy. Look up what 5 means. I wonder why. I wonder why. Luke James says, "How old are you, Georgia?" Why you want to know how old she is? You trying to holler at her? That's funny. But yeah, so that's the reason why people become spiritually jealous. But just stay strong. You don't have to answer to anybody. You did the work. You good. You gonna elevate. You're gonna move on to the next chapter spiritually. You're gonna be fine in a new world. There's gonna be family, friends you're gonna leave behind. Okay? Don't worry about them. They didn't do the work. They made their choice. They decided that they wanted to focus on their degrees. They decided they wanted to focus on, making 6 figures and up. Their healing wasn't important to them. So now they want to demonize you. Now they want to act like they want you to, be left behind. They want you to go back to who you used to be. No. Keep moving forward. Like I always say, Lot's wife who turned back and turned into the pillar of salt in the Bible. Yo, let me tell y'all a crazy dream I had, guys. So speaking of down low, right? So this ex-lover of mine that I discovered is on the down low, right? Um I had this dream. So we haven't spoken. There's no beef. So if you are that ex-lover and you come across this video, I just want you to know there's no beef between us. I know you've been thinking about me. I can feel your energy. I see you looking on my TikTok. I don't have no beef with you. We good. I will always love you and I wish you the best. And I just want you to live your truth. I just want you to know that because I feel like you watching me. So I'm just gonna put that out there. You know who you are, right? But anyway, so in this dream, um, I'm sleeping, right? So in this dream, I'm sleeping and I wake up to my ex-lover in the bed with me. And I'm fully clothed though. In the dream, I'm fully clothed and he's fully clothed. It wasn't like we just slept together or anything like that. But we're in a bed, right? And it makes sense that we're in a bed because that's basically what how our relationship was just based on intimacy, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so I get up and I had the cover over me and I take the cover off and I turn and I'm going, "What are you doing here? Like what are you doing in my bed?" And he was like, "Oh, nothing, nothing. I just came to see you." And I'm like, "Okay, see me for what? You know I don't fuck with you. You know that we ended our friendship. So what are you doing here?" So then I realized my right arm is hurting. And I'm like, "Ow, why is my right arm hurting?" And I look over on my arm and he's tattooed me. Okay. So I have this big rainbow on my shoulder. And I'm going, "Did you tattoo me while I was asleep?" And he's like, "Yes, I did." Now, y'all already know that the gay community uses the rainbow to symbolize, their community, right? So, but also the rainbow in the Bible is known as God's promise. That was the original use of the rainbow. So when I look down at my arm, I say to him, "Did you tattoo this rainbow on me to represent the gay community, or did you tattoo this on me because it represents God's promise?" He doesn't respond. He just looks at me. So then I know, it's so sad. So then I look on my arm and I notice that he has tattooed me again. And I go, "You tattooed me twice?" But I wasn't mad about the rainbow tattoo. I was just like, to me, the rainbow, rainbows mean the end of something. Like when you go through something, like when it rains, you get a rainbow, or there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's how I see rainbows. I don't see it as it representing a community. Like I just don't, right? But anyway, it's from nature, so I don't see it like that. No offense, but I'm just keeping it real. So I look, and there's another tattoo there, and it's like a name in the middle, and then there's a rainbow on this side and a rainbow on that side, basically. So like a broken rainbow in a sense. And in the middle it says Esther. And I go, who the fuck is Esther? Why would you tattoo Esther on me? So I'm not even mad about this rainbow tattoo. I'm mad about this tattoo on my arm. And then he just looks at me and he leaves. It's like he just disappears out of the room. And I'm looking at my arm in the dream, and I'm like, why the hell would he write Esther on my arm? I'm so mad. I'm going to have to get this covered up. So, anyway, I wake up at the end of this dream. And as soon as I wake up, keep in mind, I'm not a Christian anymore. I hardly ever read the Bible. I'm going to be real with you, right? Because once I left religion, I don't read the Bible like that. But I remember there's an Esther in the Bible. So I jump out of bed. I go to the Bible. No, actually, no, I don't go to the Bible. I was gonna go get my Bible because I still have a Bible. That's like close to my nightstand, right? So I don't go to the Bible. I actually Google it. I go, I know there's an Esther in the Bible. So I Google Esther and I start reading the book of Esther. I'm gonna actually read the book of Esther in the physical Bible I have in my bedroom. And I start reading it, and Esther was a Jewish woman. I know this is so crazy, right? So Esther was, I don't know all the details. I have to read it again, right? So Esther was a Jewish woman who became queen of Persia, I believe. But how she did that, I think she got close to the king and then helped overthrown some enemies who were trying to take down the Jewish people or something like that. And they nicknamed Esther Star, right? So I'm going, what? This is crazy. So I'm just like, what the hell does that mean? But then star to me means the light. Now, what is my name? What is my name on my channel? The light, right? So I was wondering, did I was one okay, so in the dream, how I looked at it was him tattooing the rainbow on me was letting me know that what I figured out about him is true. Okay. So that he confirmed it for me in the dream. What I know about you is true. The second thing also is remember I say that when chosen ones come into people's life, we are supposed to be a light to them. So star is what? We look up to stars. Stars can give us light. Stars also guide us, right? So when he wrote Esther on me, I feel like he was letting me know in the spirit realm that I was guiding him for him to live in his truth, or I exposed him to himself in a sense. You get it? Yo, this is deep. This is deep, but I am going to. So sometimes you are a star or you are Esther in somebody's life in a sense, right? Because in the book of Esther, she actually saves the Jewish people from being overthrown, basically, and she becomes queen. I was like, of all the women in the Bible, this man wrote Esther on me. This is crazy. But I'm going to read the book of Esther and I'm going to give y'all more details. But I've been having dreams like this, like very detailed, graphic, spiritual dreams. And I'm blown away. And then when I woke up later on that day, the same guy that was in the dream with me, he's like watching my story on TikTok and stuff like that. Like he still follows me. I unfollowed him. And but yeah, if you ever see this, I ain't got no beef with you, brother. You know, I love you and wish you the best in 2025. I hope you live in your truth. But yeah, I just really wanted to tell y'all that I just really wanted to tell y'all that. Oh my gosh, why does it stay 7 minutes? Isn't this the same live? That's interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I talk for 2 hours, and y'all know I normally do not talk unless I get donations on my channel. I didn't get one donation. I don't think so. I didn't check my email, but if anybody did donate to me through Zelle or PayPal and I just can't see it, thank you so much because I can't see my email while I'm on the live. But hopefully you enjoyed. Oh my God, let me get this people out of here. Okay, there we go. Trey, I'm so sorry, girl. You missed me. I gotta go. Yeah, I've been on here for like 2 hours, so I'm gonna go and just relax for the rest of the night. But it was really great talking to you. Oh shoot, 33 people, 33 likes. What is that about? What's that? 66, right? 6 and 6 is 12. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $20. Now listen, when y'all put money in the chat, y'all do realize YouTube YouTube takes 30% out of the money, okay? Basically they take 30% out. Thank you so much, gorgeous. So it's better if you want to bless me, it's better to send it to my Cash App, my Zelle, or my PayPal in the future, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. Um but yeah, what was I about to say? Gosh, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, remember guys, when it comes to a lot of people are just spiritually jealous of you. They have spiritual envy, they have spiritual jealousy because they did not do the healing work. It is not your responsibility to fuel these people. A lot of people will try to latch on to you. Oh, it's okay, love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. It's not your responsibility to be these people's fuel and their light where they plug into you, where they're getting information, always picking your brain and all that. No, be very careful with this because there are people who don't want to do the work. They will latch on to you. They will try to use you spiritually. They try to get information out of you. They try to use, try to get content out of you. I've had people befriend me because they can't generate. Keep in mind, when you are spiritually gifted, you are a generator. That means that you can generate light, you can generate information. You're never empty. You always have something to talk about. You always have something to learn about. These people are lazy. They got caught up in the world. They rather focus on worldly things. But now we're entering a new world. In that new world, those worldly things will fail them. Those worldly things can't save them. Those worldly things, they're not going to be able to get through this new world. In this new world, you have to be more real. You have to be more tapped in. There's a lot of more spiritual attacks as well when it comes to dealing in this new world. So you're going to see people going batshit crazy because they're not spiritually equipped to live in this new world. People are going to be jumping out of windows. People are going to be trying to harm you because you look more peaceful than them because they didn't do the work. So be very careful. That's what I talked about in the last slide with spiritual watching. People are watching you spiritually on social media, at work, in your parking lot, everywhere. They're watching you and they're seeing how peaceful you are and they want that, but they didn't work for it. Okay, so people going batshit crazy. You do not owe people anything. You do not have to give people your light. They cannot fuel up off you. They cannot use you as content. They cannot use you um, to heal them. They have to do the work. All right. Another thing, please release what these narcissists have done to you. If not, you will constantly be like a hamster on a hamster wheel looking for normalcy from narcissists, and you're never going to get that. Okay. It happened, and now it's time to do the healing work to release so that you can have a better life. Right. I'm just doing a recap. All right. Because I like to give y'all spiritual homework, basically. And what else did we talk about? Oh yeah, and chosen ones humble people. So this is why people ghost you. This is why people leave you, because you are constantly triggering people. You are constantly making people need to get their shit together. So a lot of friendships or romantic relationships, this is why they don't want to fuck with you. This is why they stay away from you, because you're constantly triggering people and humbling people just from being in your presence or them just watching you on social media. Okay. They know they're faking peace. They know that they're faking healing, but when they get around you, they thought that you was faking too. Then they really get to know you and they find out, oh shoot, she really is healed. Oh shoot, she really is who she say she is, or he is. You know, they really are who they say they are. I can't fuck with them because eventually, if they're real, the real will always be able to see the fake. So this is why they pull back from you. This is why they seem like they're not interested in you. But you're confused because they stay in touch. They still text you, they still call you, they still follow you on social media, they still watch your stories. Why would who wouldn't want to watch a real person? Duh. Who wouldn't want to watch light? Who wouldn't want to watch something that they're not? They're faking being you. You're the blueprint. Of course they're watching you. That's the reason why they're watching you. They get their information, they get their personality, they get their ideas from you. That's why they're watching you. Okay, so remember that, chosen ones. You humble people. You make people want to get their shit together, and if they run, it's because they want to live a fraudulent life. They can't be around the real. The fake can't. The fake can't be around the real. Always remember that. Okay. Don't forget to click like on this video. um what else? Oh yes, I do phone sessions. You can book a phone session with me if you want to talk about narcissism, spiritual experiences, the chosen one journey, relationships, anything. Or maybe you don't feel comfortable talking to family, friends, or lovers, and you just want to talk to somebody who could understand you, and you don't want to talk about your business with people who you know. You want to talk to me as a stranger. I consider myself a spiritual life coach. You can book a phone session with me, and how to book will be in the comment section. I'll put the information in the comment section. It's in all my videos. It's always in the comment section to how you book a phone session with me. Also, y'all already know, as I said in the beginning of the video, my friend's son got killed, and I want to go to his funeral next week, and it's in Texas, in Dallas. So if you want to donate so I can make it there, please feel free to do so. Just when you send the donation to me, write um write funeral, put that in there. If I don't make it, if you donate it to me, I'm going to turn around whatever money you gave to me to donate for the funeral. I'm going to turn around and give that money to her as a bereavement gift. Okay. All right, have a great weekend. I'll be back next week sometime. All right, I'll be back, I don't know, sometime next week. And enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will talk soon. Thank you so much, gorgeous, for the $20. I appreciate it. All right. Love you guys. Talk to y'all soon.